Oh, we have a watcher. Welcome, watcher. I'm Baylor. If you don't know who I am, and you're not Wes, it's very likely you're Wes. And if you are Wes, welcome to the channel. And if you're not, then welcome. So this is a stream of me trying to problem solve problems on this website called Exorcism.io. And so I'm just reading through the first one that I've grabbed just by running the fetch command. And so, yes, that is where I am so far. Not very far. And my concern is that math is not my strong suit. So, and I don't record my camera on very often, so I'm probably going to look like a fool, but that is how I look in real life. Okay, so let's just look at the first test. And we'll run it and just see what we get. No file. Difference. Start to B. And it is looking for A squares. Ah, and finally, we don't have class methods. We actually have instance methods. Squares. And we're going to be missing our constructor. One argument, which is just a number. And we'll store that here and make that an adder reader. Just so we can kind of start prepping for square of sum. So run that. We should get nil. We expected 1, and in this case, it looks like we're just returning back number. And we have a passing test. Perfect. And sum of 5. So we have this. So I believe I should probably have read the readme a little bit closer. Find the difference between the square of the sum and the sum of the squares of the first n natural numbers. I see. So what we'll do is, just so I could kind of test what I'm thinking here, is we'll do this. Does it start at 0? Starts at 1. And it's inclusive. It appears to be. So that'll give us a range. We'll call 2a on that to actually give this. If we ran this now, we'd see 1 through 10, or 1 through 5 in this case. That's correct. And it's not it's squaring the end result. So in this case, we're just gonna, or we'll call reduce with our happy face. I always thought this looks like a happy face. So this gives us our 15, and then we take that. Is that right? No, we got a super high number. Oh, so maybe what we need to do is actually, instead of squaring the number itself, what we'll do is square. So we'll just map these numbers and say n times n. No. Square of the sum of the first 10 natural numbers is. Oh, I'm not squaring numbers. That's what I'm doing. Wrong. There we go. Wow. Not even paying attention. I'm sure I've got this in the comment section. People or quiet. Very quiet comment section. 2 watchers. Welcome, watcher. I feel like I'm talking about that movie where it's are you a player or a watcher? Don't know the name of the movie. Came out this year. That's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm a player. So that one just worked. This one did not work. Some squares. I see. So we're defining 2 different methods. Okay, this is why I should learn to read and have comprehensive reading. Sum of squares. Okay, so let's actually look at this one. It's still just number. Perfect. Okay, and so now what I think we're going to do is basically the same thing, except this time we're going to map this n times n and reduce on top of that. That's correct. I'm introducing duplication here. I apologize. Oh, that's a failure. Undefined method difference. Test difference of squares 1. So what's that? Difference between the square of the sum of the first 10 natural numbers and the sum of the squares of the first 10 natural numbers. I see. So now we'll just say square of sum minus sum of squares. Is that right? Did I get that backwards? Square of sum of squares. Pass. Run this. Okay. And is that all? It is all. So what we'll do now is refactor this, I think. Because we're doing this part twice. We're reducing over both of them. And while I play with lambdas a fair amount in C#, I do not pass or blocks around in Ruby. I don't pass blocks around in Ruby enough. And since this is my video and it's not today about solving quickly, it's about solving interestingly or better. So we will say we have a, I don't have to do that, we'll say numbers. And what we'll do is we'll say numbers equals 1 dot number to array. And so that gives us this piece. So we can just call numbers now. So we remove some duplication. I don't. Is there anywhere else? Is there really anything better to refactor? This is simple enough. And this is simple enough. So is there, I don't know. I'm thinking I'll probably just call it there because I don't see anything here worth refactoring too significantly. And there's my home directory. So we'll call submit on difference of squares. So there's our first solve in less than 10 minutes. So fetch the next one. Pangram. I feel like these videos or streams, as they are, turn into more of a demonstration of how Baylor can't problem solve rather than an interesting video of me actually doing something. Pangram test, and we'll open up the README and move that to the 0th spot. Okay. Determine if a sentence is a pangram. A pangram, which is very helpful, thank you. Every letter in a sentence, using every letter of the alphabet at least once, best known. I see. So we want A through Z and make sure that we contain all of them. Okay, so let's just run and see what we get. We're missing files. I assume the class name is Pangram. However, yes, and it takes in Pangram with the phrase. Okay, so that passed. Why did that pass? It's not a very good test. Refute result. Let's see, where does that come from? This is my knowledge of mini-tests coming to light that I don't know anything about it. So, is it because it didn't return true? Okay, so refute's like a truthy test. Okay, well, this is a passing. This is ready to go. This is probably the most maintainable code you could write. Okay, so now, so this is because we are missing a letter. Now, I feel like, so if you're not familiar with Ruby, Ruby has this thing called next, and so I feel like there's a way to build a range like this. And there is. Okay, so that gives us all our characters. And what's nice about that is it actually gives us our characters as an array to begin with. And I don't know, I don't see casing coming into this, so this one might be alphabet. Okay, so that gives us our range. What we want to do is just say phrase dot, trying to think. We want to make sure that we have at least one of everything. What's the best way to do that? Is it best to push that to a temporary location of like remaining? Something like we have like a remaining cars is equal to alphabet dot length, and then what we'll do is say that we want our remaining characters to equal 0. And so this should fail both tests, and mini-test only runs one, so that's probably fine. And then what we'll do is say that, would we just do alphabet.h? That gives us our letter, and we'll say remaining characters minus equals 1 if phrase includes our letter, and we'll break if remaining letters or characters equals 0. So that passes. That is a solution. What I've noticed is that this site, Exorcism, it's not happy if I put conditionals inside of my loops. So that makes me think there's probably a better way to actually solve this and to do like in all. So what I guess I could do is, actually I'll leave that since that is a working solution. But what I'm actually going to try is say alphabet.all. This gives us our letter, and we'll say phrase contains or include our letter. Okay, so that passes that. Okay, so we'll try the next one. And the next one. And the next one. And the next one. Next one. I'll stop saying next one after I say it one more time. Okay, so now we have a problem. Okay, so this is where we have upper and lowercase. So what we'll do is just say phrase dot to lower or downcase. And if you're not familiar with Ruby, here what I'm doing, and this is, we're done with this. I think we've solved this with whatever structure this is. Downcase with a bang means that it's going to be destructive and it's going to actually modify a phrase. That passed that, so that's good. And here I am making weird faces. Now what I'm not sure is, as I was kind of studying through other people's submissions, a lot of people actually satisfy this. I don't know why. but I'll do it. Not sure why, but it seems like a wonderful idea. There we go. And yeah, that was that. That one was pretty simple. And there's the pangram.rb. Okay, perfect. So we'll fetch the next Ruby one. Not really sure how long I'm going to go on this particular stream. Yeah, that's the answer. Not sure how long I'm going to go. I'm going to go for as long as I feel like going. So yeah, there you go. Save tests. Here's where my cockiness, if I have that, which I probably do, is going to come into play. I'm not even going to look at the README this time. I'm pretty sure that I'll be confused either way. So this takes in a number in the constructor, which we'll just store that. I know I'm writing tests without, or writing code without running the test, but y'all don't want to watch me run tests, y'all being singular. So primes. And it expected an empty array, so we'll give it an empty array. Okay. Find the first prime. This is where I'm going to need the readme because I don't know what prime numbers are. I shouldn't say that on a YouTube video, but it is true. Sieve of whatever this word is to find all the primes from 2 to a given number. Should probably take this as a moment to be honest. If you're watching this and you're curious as to why I'm struggling, it's because I don't know what a prime number is. That's the truth. Okay, starting to understand this, I think. Okay, this one might actually be interesting. It pleases me to see that I have 4 people watching at the moment where I'm the most confused. Maybe that's what you want to watch. You want to watch a guy and say, look, I'm smarter than this guy. And that makes me feel better about myself. And for that, I find satisfaction knowing that I've pleased people. So as I continue to go, if you see something that stands out as being, you know what, this guy is completely on the wrong track, feel free to write in the comment section, and I'll be eternally grateful. Absolutely, will. It's the truth. It's the truth. I have a camera in front of me, and I forget to look at it, and I apologize for that, because it's rude. But I'm a rude person, and somewhat egotistical at that, because I have on my wall my name. But I am single, so that's probably normal. I don't have anybody to share anything with, so it's me. So the problem, if you're not familiar with, since I did see that I have some people, this is me solving this particular problem, and they want me to calculate the prime numbers using this, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, because if you can't tell already, I speak with a very deep southern drawl that I try to mask by not speaking with that, but it is there. And so I won't pronounce the word for you. And yes, trying to think about how this might be solved in Ruby. So these problems are solved in Ruby. I think the title says that, but I'm not certain of that. So I've not used the streaming feature very much myself. Okay, here's the solution to this problem. The solution is to fetch the next problem. And come to that one. Oh, it won't let me go to another problem. I feel like this is Jumanji, and I'm trapped in the jungle, staring at a diagram, trying to piece together what I know nothing of. So I'm gonna call I'm gonna call it quits early and apologize for that. But I can't keep doing this to you. You've been great. People watching this, you're wonderful people, and I'll see you next time. Next time that I stream, I will be here.